Welcome to the Evening Reader. My name is Priscilla. Still don't know where to look. There. You can't catch yourself looking in the right spot, you know. It's like, yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. So, I am here today with my cat. I'm here with my cat, who's obviously, hopefully not going to position her butt in camera. Yep, okay. And yeah, I'm here to talk about April and plans for reading in April. And I'm gonna move my water over here so the cat does not knock it over. Yeah, so possibly about what I might read in April and what I've been reading and what's going on, I guess. Just kind of a catch up, a little Friday catch up. The first thing that I want to do though is I want to say thank you to Sonia at An Enthusiastic Reader for giving me a shout out, and also to double shout out Angelia, who she also shouted out. Angelia at Reads and Rereads, who's great. And say thank you because Sonia and I have been connected on social media for I don't even know how long. I think Twitter, was maybe the first place we connected. And I want to say 10 years maybe? Maybe it's not that long, but I feel like it's been a long time. And then on Goodreads and on Instagram, and I'm so embarrassed. I did not realize that she had a YouTube channel until I got onto YouTube. And yeah, but I've been so happy to discover that and to connect here as well. So that's very cool. And then I was very happy to find Angelia's channel. We've got a lot of things in common in terms of like book tastes and music tastes and you know, weird things like apparently her husband is from the town where I went to college, and so kind of cool. So yeah, if you haven't checked out their channels, I will put them in the description box below and go visit them. You probably already know them, but if you don't, then you're missing out. And I also then want to do a shout out of my own today. Excuse me, just ate a Snickers bar. I want to do a shout out of my own today for Renee at the Left-Handed Reader. I really enjoy Renee's channel. I think she's relatively new to BookTube. I probably should have looked up and seen how many videos and how long she's been on. I think only maybe 4 months or 6 months, maybe, not even that long. I'm not sure. But Renee likes literary fiction and classics. She does general wrap-ups and library hauls and reviews. She's done some read-alongs, so some of you may know her. And she's also got an adorable little cat named Suki, who loves to steal the show. And I just really like her. She's just very calm and very cool. She just reads some interesting books. She's reading some prize books, but she also picks out some just unusual, different things to read. And I really like that about her. And she's just kind of willing to sort of, it seems like, to take a chance on different types of books. So I highly recommend that you go check out her channel because I think she's got a little over 100 subscribers, like maybe 120, 130 subscribers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, she deserves way more. She deserves many more subscribers because she's just, yeah, she's cool. Go check her out. Okay. That's Renee at the Left-Handed Reader. Her details will be in the description box. All right. So, what's going on? Yeah, so you know I don't do TBRs. I don't do them. I don't do TBRs because I'm a mood reader. I know that sounds lame. I let myself be a mood reader because I have a job and I work, and when I'm not working and I'm reading, I really want to be reading something I want to read. So I'm pretty brutal about DNFing a book. I don't like hard DNF every book, but some things I will pick up and set back down again and say, this is not the time. This is not what I'm doing right now. Um, some books I hard DNF. I'm looking at you tomorrow, and tomorrow, because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There was something in the ink on the pages of that book that made y'all go crazy for it. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That book is like full of flat telling and no character arcs and annoying characters who are just piles of quirks. And yeah, we didn't get along. I got about 35% of the way through that, and I thought it was going to be fantastic because I have I love to play games. I was an original World of Warcraft player, played for years. Have played Skyrim, played Witcher, played Borderlands, played Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Uh, I really just think it's fun and interesting to play games. It's kind of a fun way to lose yourself. And I've worked at a gaming company, and let me tell you, I mean, how can you make something that's so interesting so boring? And I didn't like the relationships. Yeah, okay. I'm not doing a book review right now. I will say, though, that whether or not you liked that book, uh, what's so much better, and is about sort of the same thing, a gaming company, is the show Mythic Quest. Created by Rob McElhenney, who did It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a show that I personally absolutely love. It's highly offensive, I guess. I find it hilarious. I think that they are so smart. That whole crew of people is really smart. And so there are some people from It's Always Sunny who are also on Mythic Quest, but Mythic Quest is about a gaming company and this kind of just tech bro guy who runs this gaming company, and his lead engineer is this probably like 30-year-old woman who's just really sort of nerdy and just awesome. Her name's Poppy. And it just, I don't know, it has a brilliant cast of characters. It's funny and it's heartwarming. God, listen to me. It's funny and it's heartwarming, and it's an interesting look at sort of inside some of that tech world. Of course, it's a TV show, so it's not going to be real. But yeah, it's just a highly enjoyable show. So I recommend that over that book. And that was something I did not even really intend to bring up, but such is the nature of filming a Freestyle Friday video where anything goes. So I was going to talk about what I'm going to read in April. So no TBRs. There are a couple of events going on this month on the booktubes. One is Trans Girl April, hosted by Kevvie at Say Kevvie. So yeah, kind of hosted by Say Kevvie, and Willow at Books and Bow. And I am picking up a couple of books from that, from their lists that they put together, these wonderful comprehensive lists. They also put together like a grid. You're supposed to read from certain genres and different types and different authors and different things. But yeah, I'm sorry. I won't read 9 books in April, and B, I'm not going to fill out a grid, and I'm not doing that part. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a good participant. And I wanted to do it kind of for personal reasons, because just in my life, I've known a lot of people who were trans, or either they were already transitioned when I met them, or they started transitioning after I'd known them for years. I have friends who have trans kids. And so, yeah, I thought I want to pick up some books and see what's going on there. And yeah, so I picked 2 books. The first book that I picked, I've already read. I've already finished it, and I absolutely loved it. I have a review video coming next week, and that is Nevada by Imogen Binnie. This is kind of considered to be like one of the first breakthrough novels by a trans author. It's just a good book. It's a really It's really well done. Um, yeah, so I'll have a review of this up. Already finished it. It was published in 2013. And yeah, so I'll talk about that later. The other book that I picked, I had already had on my TBR and didn't actually realize that it had anything to do with trans anything. I was just interested in the book, and that's The Death of Vivek Oji by Akwake Emezi. So I'm gonna read that. I've got that on my Kindle, or I'm hoping to read it. And yeah, we're traveling. We're traveling this month. We're going back to the States to visit our families. So we'll be gone for 10 days, and airplanes are great for reading. Great for reading, especially the trip from here to the States, because we leave early in the morning and I'm still on my time zone and I have a 9-hour flight. I can definitely get a book done in 9 hours, especially if there's nothing good on the movies, and I don't think there's going to be anything good, or not anything that I haven't already seen, and I can't think of anything I want to watch again. So being on the plane should be a good time to read. The flight back is a little more difficult just because the first part will be fine, but the second part is just, I get really tired and we don't get in here until 11:30 in the morning, and it's just that weird overnight flight, and you just sort of start to feel strung out. You can't really look or see. This is where I've tried to switch to audiobooks and then fallen sort of asleep, but not like into a fitful sleep where I'm waking up and going, what? And having to rewind the book, and it's just so annoying. So I may resort to trying to watch some movie, like rewatch some movie, or maybe I'll find a TV show, because that's how last year we did this trip, and that's how I found Hacks, which is so fantastic. Jean Smart and Hannah, can't think of her last name. Oh, so smart. Jean Smart plays this comedian, and Hannah, last name, plays like a comedy writer who comes to work for her, and it's such a smart show. I watched the entire first season. I watched most of it on the plane, all the episodes they had. Came home, luckily we had HBO Max, watched the last 4 episodes, I think it was, and then season 2 started like a week later, and I was just thrilled. And I made my husband rewatch season 1 with me, and then we watched season 2, and it's such a good show. So I highly recommend that. So the other thing in April is People April, hosted by Roz at Scally Dandling About the Books. Oh, that's hard to say, but I do love that name. It's just me. It's just woo. Scally nope. I'm sorry, Roz. Yes. Okay. Anyway, information will all be in the description box. And so, this is to read a book, really, any nonfiction book about people. It seems like memoir, biography, I guess essays? Do essays count? I'm not sure. So I've already started a book for this that I'm reading here. How do I get all my books together? I am reading this book. Move your hair. The Silent Woman, Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes. And yes, it's Janet Malcolm again. Yes, it's the same Janet Malcolm. I just read her The Crime of Sheila McGuff, and who I have recommended like 9,000 times already, even though this is like my 8th or 9th video. This is really a look at, it's not a book about Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes. It's a book about biographies. It's about Sylvia Plath's biography, or all her biographies, and the nature of biography and how that works. And so the blurb's kind of lame, but I'll read it to you anyway. So let's see. In The Silent Woman, Janet Malcolm examines the biographies of Sylvia Plath to create a book not about Plath's life, but about her afterlife. How her estranged husband, the poet Ted Hughes, as executor of her estate, tried to serve 2 masters, Plath's art and his own need for privacy, and how it felt to his sister, Olwen Hughes, as literary agent for the estate, to protect him by limiting access to Plath's work. Even as Malcolm brings her skepticism to bear on the claims of biography to present the truth about a life, a portrait of Sylvia Plath emerges that gives us a sense of knowing, in quotes, this tragic poet in a way we have never known her before, and she dispels forever the innocence with which most of us have approached the reading of any biography. So, Janet Malcolm is just great. Like I said, she's great at character studies, and I really like the sort of meta approach that she takes to almost every subject that she approaches. And so in this case, it's biography and looking into the biographies. This was published in 1994, and she started looking into this because of a biography by a woman called Bitter Fame, by a woman, I believe her name is Anne Stevenson, or Anne Stevens. And it was just absolutely just blasted by critics because of the picture it painted of Sylvia Plath. Was not a very flattering picture. The author had worked with Olwen Hughes very closely and kind of like under her guidance to write this book. Olwen Hughes also ended up blasting that book. Not this book, the other book, Bitter Fame. And back in the day, I had read all of these Sylvia Plath biographies because I was just really interested in her as a figure. And so this is long before, I know now the sort of definitive biography of Sylvia Plath is out there, The Red Comet, which I intend to read, absolutely. But I wanted to go ahead and read this one first because I think I want to be able to, I want to have that hat on to be thinking about everything that's come before, and also, what is biography? What is it supposed to do? What is it really meant to be? So I just think it's an interesting question. So I've had this on my shelf for a while, so I thought I would go ahead and pick it up now. I also started on my Kindle Why Karen Carpenter Matters. I'm looking forward to that. I kind of happened through like the first chapter of that, and it's mostly about why Karen Tongson decided to write the book and what Karen Carpenter sort of means to her family, or meant to her family back in the Philippines, and then also when they came to the United States when she was a little girl in the 1970s. And so she's named after, Karen Tongson is named after Karen Carpenter. Her mother loved to sing Carpenter songs. Back in the day, she was in a musical group in the Philippines in the early 70s, and that music was really meaningful to her family. So I think that's going to be fun. I think it's a short book though. Let's see. I'm also reading a book called Art and Fear, and I cannot remember the author's names. It's a book about creating. It's a short book. I think it's about 120 pages. I'm reading it on the Kindle. And it's really for anybody who is kind of creative, and the idea of not letting, fear take over as you approach the blank canvas or the blank page or what have you. I just enjoy reading these books from time to time. So I do write. I write fiction. I'm trying to write a novel. And, I wouldn't say that I necessarily have a lot of fear. But I'm just always interested in books about creativity in general. I've tried to write every day, and I write no matter what. I don't believe in a muse. I don't believe in the whole wait for inspiration, wait for everything to be perfect. I mean, I do take days off. Sometimes I've been taking time off this month because of this trip. I can't I have a hard time I remember the author Sarah Waters, reading an interview with her, and she was saying if she's writing a book and then she comes to a day in the week where she has an appointment, but it's late in the day, she can't seem to be productive during the day. She's like, I just can't write that day. I can't do it because that's just, the appointment's just looming out there. Well, looming is not the right word for how I feel about this trip, because no, I'm excited about it, but it's definitely like I know I can't get any momentum because I won't write or have time to write while I'm on vacation. So I kind of I take a conscientious stop there. And yeah. So working on that. Always interested in writing, always interested in books on writing, and I guess that's kind of a thing for another day. Other than that, I don't know I'm gonna read. I kind of played a little game with myself earlier today. Oh no, that's not true. I'm still reading Ship of Magic, Live Ship Traders trilogy, the first book. This is a 880 pages. I am on page 387, so I'm almost halfway through, and it's fantastic. I love Robin Hobb. I'll talk about this on another video, because I've taken up a lot of time already here babbling about everything else. So I'm still working on this. I doubt that I will finish it in April. I'm trying to read books from my shelf, which means books I own. I have about 300 and something books on that shelf, 350 books or so. So yeah, so I played a book Olive does the roulette, or the number generator thing. So I thought I would have fun, and I did a little bit of that this morning. And so I came up with a couple of books on my physical shelf. I came up with The Diver's Clothes Lie Empty by Vendela Vita. I don't know that I'll probably get to this because I'm going to be mostly on Kindle this month, but maybe I'll get to it like early in May. And this is, yeah. Vendela Vita's mesmerizing novel of ideas. A woman travels to Casablanca, Morocco on mysterious business. While checking into her hotel, the woman is robbed of her wallet and passport, all of her money and identification. Though the police investigate, the woman senses an undercurrent of complicity between the hotel staff and the authorities. She knows she'll never recover her possessions. Stripped of her identity, she feels burdened by the crime, yet strangely liberated by her sudden freedom to be anyone she chooses. A chance encounter with a movie producer leads to a job posting as a stand-in for a well-known film star. The star reels her in deeper, though, and soon she's inhabiting the actress's skin offset too, going deeper into the Casablanca night and further from herself. And so continues a strange and breathtaking journey full of unexpected turns, an adventure in which a woman finds herself moving irrevocably, thrillingly away from the person she once was. Did I just have that in front of my face all the time? I mean, not that you need to see my face, but okay. So that's one that came up. And that sounds pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if it didn't sound interesting, I guess. The other one that I don't have a description in front of me is Dissolution by C.J. Sampson, and I think that is the first in a series, Matthew Shardlake series, which I've had on my Kindle again for probably a decade. Oops. Well, yeah. So maybe that would be fun on the plane. Honestly, I woke up this morning wanting to read a mystery, and I'm kind of, it's not a mystery. I woke up wanting to read a mystery, but I'm continuing to read this, and also this weekend I'm hoping to get a good chunk of the way through Ship of Magic. Yeah. So that's what we got going on here at Shay Evening Reader. And yeah, so I hope that you've got some fun plans. Let me know what you've got going on in April, or what you got going on this weekend. What are you reading right now? Do any of these sound interesting to you? I hope so. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you enjoyed this and you haven't subscribed, please do like and subscribe. I would love for you to join me here. And, if not, that's cool. BookTube's a big place. Okay? Well, have a good weekend. We'll see you later. Bye.